suggested that we meet under a disused jetty by the river.
Disused Yeti?
Hi, welcome to Disused Yeti. I'm Risa Romano.
My name's Ken.
And I'm Warren J. Cox.
And we're filming a Galaxy of Comics. And Warren
There's a cat
actually...
right there.
And there's Domino, and she really likes your hair.
Licking
Oh
She's
my
licking your hair.
We're friends.
Hello. And Warren had an idea for today's topic. Would you like to tell everyone what it is?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a funny idea to suppose, what if Hollywood, seeing the success of Doctor Who, decided to, like, for whatever reason, let's just suppose for whatever reason they got the rights to Doctor Who, but they didn't want to make a show. They wanted to do a movie. And they wanted to do it like a big blockbuster. Like,
Well, they did in the 90s.
Yeah, but not like a 250 million, you know.
They weren't spending that kind of money, but it
Right,
probably would have
right.
been like an $80, $90 million movie.
Yeah.
Spielberg was going to direct it.
No, really? Was he
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Spielberg was going to direct it.
Oh,
Tom
that
Hanks
would've
was going to
worked.
play the Doctor.
Oh, that's right. I didn't remember hearing that. That's right. Hey, he's going to be Mr. Rogers, so why not?
Right?
Yeah. So anyway, so the idea was, let's cast a big budget, $250 million, huge blockbuster, but it's got to be a very distinctively American production.
Yeah.
So that's
And
my
you
idea.
specifically mentioned Doctor, at least one companion, villain, director,
Mhm.
setting, and any other genre that it might be mixed with.
This
is your idea.
I know,
You
I forgot
tried- you had
director.
to
I
try
did
out
all of that
director.
other stuff. I just totally forgot director. Damn it. All right, so what are you doing?
Okay. So, I guess we'll start with Doctor. So I was kicking around a lot of different ideas, because there are a lot of different directions you could go in.
Mhm.
And I ended up with Janelle Monáe, just because I think she'd be really different than anything we've ever
She
done.
would be
Which
very
one is Janelle
different.
Monáe?
Have you seen Moonlight?
What's the NASA movie?
Oh.
Yeah, Hidden Figures.
Oh,
Hidden
I
Figures.
saw that. Which one is she?
She's the younger one.
Yeah.
She's the...
The youngest one.
She's the super hot one. Super hot. Like super hot.
What was her deal? She wanted to be...
Wasn't she the super mathematician chick?
She was a super mathematician.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
That was a
super
really
hot.
good movie.
Yeah.
Super hot.
She was in 2 Academy Award nominated movies that
The same year.
which is
Yeah, you're
insane.
right. Yeah. No, and
Good
she's
for her.
fantastic. She's... I don't know if this is true or not, but she's dating a woman, and I don't really...
Well, she's bi. It
Yeah.
was like a big deal.
Yeah, and she's dating
Why is that a big
somebody...
deal?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I don't know. But she's dating... she's dating somebody, like, super famous.
Oh, I don't know who she's dating.
I can't remember, but she is, yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah, totally dig that woman.
Yeah, she's...
She would be
very
really interesting. She would be, like, very unique.
Yeah.
She was your choice to play the Doctor.
To play the Doctor, yeah.
That's a cool idea.
We haven't really quite seen anything like her before, but I think she could be kind of playful, like, in a David Tennant-ish kind of way.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're right.
And then for companion, I have only ever seen him in one thing. The name of the actor is Alexander Calvert. He's in Supernatural right now. He's playing the the Antichrist. He's really good at the whole, like, kind of playing dumb thing. So I think he could be good as a companion, because the companions aren't supposed to know anything.
Right.
So it'd be good at, like, following around going, what's this? I don't understand. How does this work?
Now, is this an existing companion we know from seasons, or is this an all-new companion?
All new companion.
Okay, all
yeah.
right, okay.
But I think that that's a good thing to generally have as a companion, is,
Mhm.
is the companion who needs things explained, so that the
Mhm.
audience can have things explained.
Mm-hmm.
And then for villain, I went with Michael Emerson, who off the top of your head, you might not know immediately who that is.
Is that the guy from Lost?
He's the guy from Lost.
Yes!
Yeah, he's just generally really
I
creepy
love
and
him.
weaselly and everything.
He's the
great.
villain?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he going to get beat up a lot? He needs
Oh,
to get
yeah,
beat up a lot.
yeah. It lends itself well to this whole thing.
Specifically by Janelle Monáe. That would be epic.
Like, would you not watch that show? I do kind of want to say, we're not, like, condoning or saying that, like, Hollywood should pick up and make Doctor Who.
Yeah.
We're
In
just
fact,
messing around.
In fact,
I have like a purposely bad one.
Exactly.
I have
That's
three
that's
choices,
the way I
and
went.
one of them is like,
Just
this is the
no,
worst
like,
idea
never
ever.
hear it.
Like, you'll all want to kill yourselves after this.
That is exactly the direction I went. I went with the direction. Well, no, I'll tell you which direction I went. Just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for director, I went with Andrew Stanton. Who you're gonna go? Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
He's directed. Stay with me. He's
Stay
directed. A few of the Pixar movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which ones?
Specifically, WALL-E. I couldn't tell you like what all the other ones, but because we're doing like a sci-fi thing.
Yeah.
She's actually trying for a really good film here.
I actually tried.
It's like, God damn it.
I
have a really.
You have a good one too?
I think I have an actual good one too.
Yeah.
I have one fun one,
yeah,
and then one really horrible one.
He's the only one that like way overthought this and did like 3 films. I thought about it.
Okay, and then he also directed a couple episodes of Stranger Things, which I think.
Okay.
And then the setting I wanted to give it was cyberpunk future. So, like, the 80s version of the future, you know, where it's a lot of, like, neon and the colors are, like, that lime green and, like, pink and orange and, like, really loud.
Spree colors. Yeah. Spree.
So, it's sort of like that Blade Runner looking aesthetic, which I think would be cool.
Okay.
And then you said, like, genre-wise, and you said science fiction. I almost think of Doctor Who more as science fantasy. But I guess it kind of is on that line.
Okay. Okay.
But I thought, all right, well, if I'm going to add an element to that, if you're doing it in cyberpunk future, thriller is usually, because there's usually like a neo-noir element to that.
Right.
So I thought, all right, we'll make it a thriller then.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
So it'd be a very different Doctor Who than we've seen, but I think it would be really fun.
That's what I went for, too. I went for very, very different.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's yours?
Yeah.
All right. So I got mine because I was the person. Because I was the person that came up with this. My initial thought on this. That's why I kind of wanted to hear what your guys' idea of this would be, because my description was kind of
very open.
Yeah, exactly. It was like very specific that it's American, but it's also very open. Like you could do a bunch of different things.
Yeah.
And I did initially what you ended up doing, but I just never got to actually doing like other things. So the Doctor,
yes,
is Dwayne Johnson.
Love it. Okay.
And of course, because it's Dwayne Johnson, he's got to be brainy and funny, but he's also got to have some fucking action.
Yeah.
There's got to be some fucking action to this. So, you know, and of course, and I think he does it in every movie. He did it in Jumanji. Doesn't he do some sort of like wrestling move in everything he's in?
Probably.
So he'd be a very physical doctor.
Yeah.
But because it's Hollywood and because they frequently get things wrong, it wouldn't be Venusian. Was it Aikido?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Venusian Aikido. It would be wait. What did I say? It would be Martian Judo.
Oh my god.
Okay. You know, it'd be cheesy, but you know. And then, I also did this. I also did what is the most popular season
Oh, interesting.
of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
and then just basically plucked from there.
What
So you have it's series 5.
Of the new one?
Yeah, of the new stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So
you've
that was
got
the-
Rose. Yes, it's what's his name? Big Easter head. Easter egg.
Matt Smith.
Easter Island egg.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Matt Smith, Amy, and
Amy
kind of
Pond,
before
Amy
Rory
and
was like
Rory.
officially.
Amy and Rory.
Yeah.
So I had some fun with Amy and Rory. Okay, so Amy is Emma Stone because you got to have a redhead.
Yeah.
But she's lesbian. So Rory is actually okay, and we were just talking about Justified.
Yeah.
Natalie Zia, the Winona.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
But
Actually,
but,
I have a justified casting as well for mine.
I love that woman. But because she's freaking gorgeous, they would totally dress her down. They'd make her look as ugly as you could possibly make that woman look.
That'd be a difficult task.
Exactly. You got 250 million. I mean, you know, you can do anything.
Well, you put a mole on her face.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
yeah.
right?
They would and call her unattractive.
Yeah, exactly. You put a mole on her face and you give her glasses. She's hideous!
Oh my god, she's
Oh! And you only have like half a pound of makeup on.
And so this is a straight sci-fi. This is just, but the initial villain that we think is a villain are the Weeping Angels. But because Hollywood gets everything wrong, they wouldn't be called that. They'd be called Blinks.
I actually like that. That's really funny.
They'd be called
That's
Blinks.
really funny.
And they probably wouldn't even have the same, wouldn't even be the same thing.
Yeah,
It's like maybe they make you blink too much. I don't know. I take it back. My initial idea was that the Blinks were actually a mashup of the Weeping Angels and Daleks. So they'd be like, so they'd be this weird, like, they're sort of machines, but then they also do some other weird stuff, like when you blink, or I don't know, something. But then we'd find out later in the movie that they're actually controlled by Davros. Played by Johnny Depp. Who I'm thinking would be the only English guy in the entire,
English?
yeah, no. I'm saying like he would be the only, accent wise he'd be the only, because you always kind of have to have, if you have a good villain, you kind of have to have an English accent. There has to be an English accent as the villain. So that's Johnny Depp. I think Johnny Depp could, I think he could totally pull that off.
I could see them doing that.
And he's controlling the Blinks.
Yes, right.
And then I dug really deep on this one. So then we find out about halfway through the movie, once we find out that Davros is actually the real villain, that he is actually the Doctor's brother. Dun dun dun! Right? You see it. Come on, you see the resemblance between The Rock and Johnny Depp, right? Okay, then here's the other thing. Because Hollywood tends to really do this, and they do this in a really obvious way so often, it's got to be very political. So, Davros is actually the president of Gallifrey, which is a dimension, not a planet.
Oh, okay.
But he got to be the president by totally illegal means. And the Doctor is the only person that knows that. And that's why we're chasing the Doctor.
Okay.
Right? Come on, you got to go with the whole, it's got to be. I mean, how many movies have we all seen like this? It's like, you're secretly talking about the president, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Cat stuff. Don't worry about it.
That's probably exactly what you just said. Yeah. Okay. Oh, going back to the Gallifrey thing.
Yeah.
Gallifrey is a dimension where all times exist. So you've got like dinosaurs walking around, like in
they did in the Wedding of River Song, where like everything was kind of melting in on each other.
Oh shit! Yeah.
With like the cars
Maybe
with
that's
the
where
hot
I got the
air.
idea. Maybe that's
I mean, it's still a cool idea.
Yeah,
that was one of the things I liked about
It's a whole
it.
dimension of it. It's a whole dimension of it. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like dinosaurs using like iPhones and shit. Something like that. You didn't. That's the other thing. You didn't cast the TARDIS.
I did not cast the
Yeah,
TARDIS.
see.
What does that mean?
Well, here's the thing. I think you need to have a phone booth. You'd have to be a phone booth. Wouldn't you have to be a phone booth? We didn't have.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't have police boxes.
They would have to be like American phone booths, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Red one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it would just
but
be
like
one of those,
the American phone booths have glass you can see
you can
in
see
it.
through.
Oh yeah, no, it'd be the same thing. You could see through and it would look like a phone booth, but then when you open it, it's
Oh.
yeah, see,
Okay.
right. I don't know if anybody's ever made that connection, like between we don't have phones.
I actually did think of that for one of mine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. And then because I was running out of ideas, I did like a top 10 of favorite companions because I thought, maybe you should have a third companion, sort of. And it ended up being Rose. I ended up casting Rose, is what I ended up casting. Mm-hmm. But this is a fun idea, because you have to do this. Rose is a guy. And here's where it gets crazy. It's David Tennant.
Okay, that's fine.
Tennant is
But
Rose.
If they were talking about having Billy Piper play the Doctor, there's no reason David Tennant can't play Rose.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
why the fuck not?
Exactly. So Tennant is Rose, American Rose. There's no
Does
other
he
accents.
have an American accent?
Yeah, American accent. There's no other anything other than American accents in this except for Johnny Depp.
As Davros.
As Davros. And this is where the word play. It's a great word. He's a scamp. He's not a villain. He's not a hero. He's a scamp.
Yeah.
And he's just there for a little bit comedic, like, okay, kind of like Nick Frost in Tomb Raider. That's my I mean, you gotta have Tennant in there. He's got to be funny, but he's not really a good guy or a bad guy. He's just sort of there to kind of like a what's the sort of like a chaotic neutral type guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know how the film resolves itself. I mean, I would assume.
I'm surprised
You're
you don't
going
have the
into
entire
a
script.
lot of detail.
Yeah, I know. No, I would as well because
I don't have near
I only did one.
Okay,
You did
I don't
three,
have
that's why.
nearly this much detail.
I would assume it resolves itself cleverly because you got to do clever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the last scenes is Dwayne Johnson doing like a suplex to Davros. You gotta do okay.
Yeah.
So that's my film. Yeah. It's gotta be very physical.
Yeah.
Well, Dwayne Johnson's in it, so it's
Exactly. Dwayne Johnson would I'm sure he'd be totally cool with being the Doctor.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what terrifies me. Yeah, sure.
All right, what's yours?
Okay, so my first one, I'm just gonna go from like terrible to my actual. Okay, this is
Oh,
funny.
okay.
But my first one.
Oh wait,
Oh, director.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
They
yeah,
talked about
right?
doing it, and then it never happened.
Exactly.
I've never heard that.
Peter
That's interesting.
Jackson.
They did a whole video where Peter Capaldi shows up at his house and he's like polishing
Yes.
his Oscars.
Oh,
Yes. Yep.
yeah, he wanted to direct an episode.
Yep.
That's what it
I
was.
can't
Yep.
believe it did
Yep.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it could still happen.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so my director is Michael Bay. Remember, this is the horrible idea. This is the idea that like you want to kill yourself for this movie.
He's also the like executive producer
Yeah.
and okay.
Yeah, he's
Sure.
the writer.
Yeah.
And okay, so it's Michael Bay and like producers from like Fast and Furious working on it. All Fast and Furious guys are working all over this. Instead of a TARDIS, it's the most badass, tricked out Honda you've ever fucking seen. And you go in the trunk. The trunk opens and there's like a staircase, and you walk down the staircase to get into the TARDIS.
Oh, I
But
like
the
it.
car still drives because
I
you have
like
to have
it.
constant
Oh, no, you have to.
car chase scenes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And explosions fucking everywhere. Also, the TARDIS talks. The TARDIS is voiced by J.B. Smoove, who I actually like and think is hysterical.
Who?
He's a comedian. He's
Okay.
a black
Okay.
comedian.
Okay.
He's fucking hysterical.
Okay.
But he's the voice of the TARDIS, and it's just terrible, like the worst, like stereotypical black guy one-liners you would ever hear, like "oh damn" and shit like that constantly.
Like
Okay.
Michael Bay does.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question.
Jazz from the first
Yes.
Transformers.
I have a
movie.
question. As they're driving around the city, like I'm assuming getting chased with all kinds of explosions happening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Would everybody like sort of?
Yeah.
Would it be like this inside the TARDIS? Like you're like at a. You
Oh,
know
yeah.
What I mean? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, constantly.
All right. Okay. Cool.
If there's anybody in the TARDIS, everything's being knocked around and shit. The Doctor, you're gonna kill me for this one. Remember, I'm purposely going bad on this. Jai Courtney is the Doctor. The fucking franchise killer.
Oh, that's awesome. I
Every
like it.
franchise he's
I like
in,
it.
he fucking kills.
I like it.
He's the Doctor. He's so boring, but he's just there to be buff and annoying.
You ruined the Fifth Die Hard movie.
Huh?
Well,
Oh,
actually,
he ruined
didn't
everything.
ruin the Fifth Die
He
Hard movie.
ruined-
That was just a bad movie.
Oh
but
yeah.
He was like,
No, he
perfect.
ruined Die
But I had
Hard.
that idea for that movie. I had it written
Yeah.
down. I
Oh.
could show you. And then they ruined it.
Yeah. Jai Courtney's the Doctor. His female companion is... This one I had a lot of trouble with, but I think I'm going to go with Olivia Munn, because it's like, she's stereotypically super hot,
Okay. Yeah.
and she's kind of a bad actress,
Yeah.
but like I'm thinking, oh, you need someone way younger for a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
do.
problem.
Yeah.
So if you have any suggestions on someone that's like barely 18 years old and super hot and terrible,
Yeah, that's a good point.
that's who it would be. But my like
Bell-
placeholder is Olivia Munn.
Bella Thorne.
I don't know who that is. But I'll go
She was
with
a
I know
Disney
the-
chick.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. She was a Disney chick, and Michael Bay's gonna totally overly sexualize her. She's gonna be wearing almost nothing the entire movie.
Yep, that would work for her.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like the entire time they're gonna be all like just totally making out all the time. Like there's not even gonna be tension. They're just gonna be all like, let's make out right now. Brr, yeah. Everything's exploding.
All right.
That
Makes sense.
Yeah. And like the villain is what's his name? Who's the wrestler that fucking was in everything for a while? He was in the Marine. Fuck, what is his name?
I don't think I've even heard of the Marine.
They've made like 3 of them.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it's
He's
not.
only in the first one.
Really?
Yeah, but just he's the villain. He's the master, but he's also running the Daleks. And the Daleks are just full on mini tanks. And they transform.
You know what? I really seriously considered that. I really did. I considered
No, they are
that.
tanks and they transform into robots. And they have the cannon comes out of their forehead.
Oh,
Yeah.
John Cena.
John Cena.
Oh.
John Cena is the
John
master.
Cena,
Okay,
okay.
Yeah. John Cena is the master.
Okay.
And
He's kind of like blowing up right now. I don't
He
know
is.
what happened.
It is.
yeah, I don't know, because he's terrible. He seems like a really nice guy. I have nothing against him. Like, he wants to do bad
He's
action
not
movies,
an
that's
actor.
why.
Right.
Yeah. So
right.
that's why he's perfect for this.
Yeah.
He's perfect for the worst Doctor Who movie ever.
Yeah.
Also, all the Gallifreyans, because, like, I want just Gallifreyans.
Just
They're all hot
Gallifreyans.
chicks.
Yeah.
They're all just random hot chicks. Jai Courtney is like, and John Cena are the only like males, Time Lords, for whatever reason.
And they're all
hate
wearing
each other.
like bikinis, but with
Yes.
the big collar. That's
Yes, that's like
Yes,
it.
I like
Bikinis
that.
and big
I like
collar,
it. I like
and
it.
everything explodes. There's no plot. And
Okay.
the only black
It's just
guy
chases.
is the voice of the fucking TARDIS.
It's
That's
just chases.
sports car.
It's
Yeah.
just chases and,
Yeah.
and explosions.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Alright.
the whole fucking movie.
Okay, I like it.
And you
I like
all
it.
hate me for this.
No, I like that one.
It's like it's too close to like actually.
Yeah.
Because
What
you
would
know
Yes.
that's what they would do.
Mhm.
This is the fucking terrible
If
movie
you
they would
handed it
make.
over to Bay, yeah.
Yeah. This is the movie he would make.
Yep.
The Daleks are Transformers. They go from tanks to just weird fucking little midget robots.
When you say mini tanks, like how big are we talking?
They're like knee high.
Okay.
They're
Okay,
knee high
okay,
tanks.
all right.
Aw.
And but they're like
Aw.
midget robots when they transform. So they're adorable. Kids love them, but they explode everything.
You know what? You know what you just covered that I missed?
Huh?
Merchandising.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just covered
No, you
merchandising.
have to have
and-
merchandising.
Yeah, you're right.
You
I
have
missed
to have
that
merchandising.
entirely. I missed that.
Also,
entirely.
I'm now thinking that the TARDIS has to transform at some point, and at one point it does transform
And it's
into
actually one of the
the blue
Transformers.
box.
Oh,
For like
okay.
a second.
Okay.
That would be
okay.
a cute like
That would be
nod.
funny,
They'll
yeah.
be like, that's
Yeah.
for the
Yep.
fans.
That's
That's
Nothing
for the
else
fans, you
is.
fucking idiots.
Yep,
You
yep.
fucking nerds.
Yep.
And they're constantly making fun of the show. Like, they're like, you're... Like, they go to, you know, the giant Courtney, it's like, you're the doctor? Yeah, what'd you expect, some pasty bitch little asshole from England? Fuck that guy. Blurp, where's my Red Bull and Monster?
Yeah. Yep.
And he's like weightlifting constantly. Like anytime he tries to explain anything sciencey, he has to be like lifting like a 40-pound
Oh my
weight with one arm, and he's like, science, bitch! He calls everybody bitch, by the way.
Oh, okay. No, that works. That works.
Yeah.
And I hate myself now. Like, it's funny, but I hate myself because it's too scary.
It's too scary.
Then my second one that's a joke, but I think it'd actually be a fun movie.
Wait, what's the first one then?
That was the first one.
That was
That
my
was the
first.
third one.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking, what was the first one if the second one's a joke?
Oh, well, the first one is a joke that's a horrible idea. The second one is a joke that actually could be fun.
Oh, okay. All right.
To be continued. Disused Yeti?